Chapter 10, Bloodstains. They would have to wait until next Saturday before they could try again. On Tuesday it was Marion's birthday and Ted took her out for the evening. It was a rare thing indeed for the three of them to be at home alone. They made the most of it, staying up and planning their next move. I don't think it's worth the effort anymore, Martin began. Yes, it is, Nadine shot back. We do the same thing, but change it a little. Duh, Daniel teased. The same, but changed. There's girls' logic for you. Shut up, Daniel, Nadine admonished. Let's just work out what we have to do. And she was able to convince her brothers to agree to their modified plan. Next Saturday was another dog fight. Martin and Daniel would go rabbit shooting to avoid being asked to accompany Ted. Then, while Ted and Warren were at the fight, Martin and Daniel would go to Warren's, get Hawkeye, and take him to the hobo's hut. Simple. Nadine felt a bit better when they had sorted out what they were going to do. She would go to the hut and get ready with food and water, and then Hawkeye would be fine. When they had a chance, they would find a good home for him, someone who would take care of him. Later, they talked about the dog fights, and Nadine listened keenly to her brother's discussion of how it was run and what part Ted played in the whole thing. It confirmed her intense dislike for the man, but also increased her fear of him. Saturday morning came soon enough. Nadine tried to go about her chores, acting as if nothing different was happening. She wasn't very good at pretending, because not long after the boys had taken off on the motorbike and Ted had gone up to the sheds, her mother came into her room and sat down on the bed. I've been meaning to talk to you for a while, Marion began. You've been a bit moody the last few weeks. Nadine scowled. A bit. Let me finish. Her mother frowned. Anyway, I thought it was about time I talked to you about, well, that we had a little talk about... Oh, Ma, Nadine groaned, rolling her eyes. We do that stuff at school. I know all about it. She got up from her bed. Honestly, parents can be so thick sometimes. Marion pulled her back down. I am not thick, Nadine. I am your mother, and I know a darn sight more about life than you do. Nadine's face reddened. That right, she challenged. Well, there's some things I know you don't. As soon as she had said the words, Nadine knew she'd gone too far. Marion's eyes narrowed. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Sorry, I was being smart. Nadine pulled at the fluff on her jumper. Anyway, you don't have to worry about me. It's not what you think. You know, I haven't got that yet. I'll let you know when I do. Her mother sighed deeply, looking at her as if she had more to say. What? Nadine asked defensively. This moodiness is getting to me, Nadine. I want you to understand the effect it's having on the rest of the family. Nadine shook her head. What do you want me to say? That I'm okay? The boys are okay? Everything is okay? Well, I'm not going to say it, because it isn't okay. We hate it here, Ma. I hate it here. Nadine could feel the tears welling up in her eyes. She struggled to keep them in check. I want to go back to the city, to my friends, back to my school. I don't like it here. I thought you had made some friends, her mother countered. But they're not my old friends. I thought you kids liked it here, Marion argued. What? Why would you think that? Well, Daniel seems to enjoy working on the farm. Martin's got his bone collection. You and Hawkeye? Yeah, exactly. And now there is no Hawkeye. So there's your answer. Nadine picked up her rubbish bin and walked out of the bedroom. Outside, coming back from the incinerator, her mother confronted her again. Nadine, I want us all to be happy. Happy? How can we be happy? We don't like him. Nadine forced herself not to shout again. He's awful, Mum. He's awful to us. They went into the laundry. Marion was quiet for a while before she spoke again. He takes care of us. Don't, Nadine replied. Don't make him into someone he isn't. What's that supposed to mean? It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. What do you mean? Her mother insisted. Nadine made like she was concentrating on untangling some socks from some pants. She needed to be careful or Marion would say something to Ted, and then she would be in worse trouble. I want to know what you meant, her mother asked. It's nothing, Nadine said, not looking up. It doesn't matter. Just then, Marion let out an irritated exclamation. What is it? Nadine asked. Blood again, her mother replied, showing her one of the boys' shirts. The boys get so much blood on their clothes when they work the farm with Ted. She reached into the cupboard and pulled out a packet of powder to soak the shirt. Nadine felt a little sick. She knew that Ted belted the boys. He'd done it a few times around her legs with a plastic pipe, but she didn't really believe them when they told her Ted would whack them across the back and shoulders with the pipe. A part of her thought they were just saying it to make her afraid. Now, looking at the smeared red-brown stains on Daniel's shirt, Nadine realised that they boys hadn't been kidding. It's probably from one of the sheep, Nadine offered, afraid that if her mother tried to make anything more of it, Ted might do something to all of them. But why is the blood on the back of the shirt? Marion murmured. Nadine was silent, struggling with her desire to let her mother know that everything that was going on, and torn from keeping quiet, so that the plan to get Hawkeye back would not fail. Nadine picked up the empty laundry basket and made to leave. Her mother called her back. I want to know what's going on, she said. I don't know what you're talking about, Nadine lied. Why has Daniel got blood on the back of his shirt? What has he been up to? Daniel hasn't been up to anything, declared Nadine. Has he been fighting? Nadine was stunned. You think Daniel was fighting? She asked. Daniel. She stared at her mother. You don't know him very well. Stop playing games with me, Nadine. I know you know what's going on. If you kids have been up to mischief again. This was the last straw. Yet again they were being blamed. Yet again her mother refused to see that Ted was doing anything wrong. The only person who has been up to things is Ted. Why don't you ask him why Daniel's got blood on his shirt? In fact, why don't you ask Ted why he needs his truck cleaned every other Saturday? Why he got so mad at me for going into the bush? You let the cattle in, her mother started in. No, Ma, it's because he didn't want me seeing what he had in there. What are you saying? I suppose you're going to tell me your stepfather's growing dope. No, but it wouldn't surprise me. Nadine's anger was back and raging. She took a deep breath and paused before adding, He hurts us, Ma.